This time in the corner.
Back for Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith. What a take by Max Whalens.
Spaces is popped over the top. That's one to deal with. And Marcus Smith is in there.
Hello and welcome to O2 Inside Line Live. Welcome to our new base here in Paris with the England Team Hotel ahead of their big win in the quarterfinals last night. I'm Topsy Ojo. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. On today's show, we'll have a couple of the players telling us all things Marseille yesterday, looking ahead to a big semi-final as well. We'll have a few fun and games and of course we'll have your questions. So comment in the box below, use the hashtag #WearTheRose as well, and we'll get as many of your questions to our players as we can. So let's bring on the guests. First and foremost, he is a workhorse flanker. Give it up for England and Sale Sharks. It's Tom Curry.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
There he is. And joining Tom on the sofa, another man at the centre of the action. It's England and Bath, Ollie Lawrence.
Go on, Ollie!
Lads, welcome. Good to see you both. Tom, by the way you walked in, the first question has to be, how is the body feeling after game last night and travel day today as well?
No, it feels good to be fair, especially kind of how the game went and everything. Speaking to a few lads, I actually feel like we were in a pretty good spot, surprisingly. Had a good morning recovery, so ready to go at it.
All right, and Ollie, it is a short turnaround, so what does recovery look like? Tell us about the latest science that you guys are using to get ready for games.
The main things really is ice and sauna. Those are the things that the boys have been hammering at over the course of the last few weeks. So this morning we went in the pool, got moving a bit, treatment as well with obviously the masseuses. And that's been it really. Obviously a bit of nutrition, making sure we're getting the right food down us, but in the pool, sauna and the ice.
Right. Is it ice up to the neck or is it we're going full immersion now?
It's kind of questionable really. Some people like to dip their toes in, some boys are to the middle, and occasionally there'll be a couple of dunks, but I don't think there's too long spent in it for some guys.
Hardcore. All right, so before we get into the show, we're going to play a little game called Fact or Fiction. So I'm going to say 3 facts and you have to guess which one is the fiction, okay? See how well you know your teammates. So, Tom, you're going to go first. 3.
What about him?
Yep, 3 facts about Ollie. You have to pick which one you think is the fiction. So, first up, Ollie could have been a footballer. He played football academies at Villa and Birmingham. Fact number 2, his favourite film is Top Gun Maverick. He's trying to read his eyes.
Zero chance.
Fact number 3, Ollie is a big darts fan, so much so, he's actually got a celebrity appearance at the Ali Pali at Christmas. So which one of those 3 is the fiction?
I've not seen Ollie play a single game of darts.
Okay.
I'm trying to get something out of this.
No comment. Trying to read him, trying to gauge his reaction.
Just played football.
It's not 21 questions. Fact or fiction? Football,
what was the second one?
Football, Top Gun, or darts?
I'm going to go football because I feel like you're quite like a sporty bloke. Go football.
Football, okay. Ollie, can you reveal?
The one that is true.
Which one isn't true?
Yeah, not
The darts.
You played darts? I've not seen him play one game of darts.
That's the whole point.
What?
The other 2 were facts that were true, and the one that wasn't true was the darts.
I was going for the one that wasn't true.
That's right.
No, sorry. I was going for the one that was true, sorry. I'm not trying to sorry, obviously it's the darts, yeah.
It's obvious.
I thought we were going for the. But
That's
my bad.
incredible. It's all right. Recovery day. Recovery day. All right, Ollie. Fact or fiction? Okay, so here are your facts about Tom. So, another football one to start off with. Tom had a trial at Manchester City when he was younger. However, he scored an own goal and that ended his football career. Fact number 2. Tom and his twin brother Ben swapped shirts at half-time during a game to confuse the opposition. Or fact number 3, Tom is the youngest ever Sale Shark to appear in the European Cup. So which is the fiction?
The second one.
The second one.
Swapping shirts at half time to confuse
Swapping
the opposition.
shirts at half-time. Tom, can you reveal?
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
You don't sound so sure.
Yeah,
Sure?
no, that's fiction. Well done.
You're sure. Guys, in a different lifetime, sounds like you could both be footballers.
In a very different lifetime, yeah.
Different
No,
lifetime,
no.
a lot less shakes.
All right, let's talk life out here in France. Of course, now you're here in Paris, but you've had a few different locations from Le Touquet to Lille. So what's life on the road been like? Any highlights of your time travelling around France so far?
To be fair, the highlight, especially the 2K, was the crepes.
I was going to ask about this. There was a little crepe crew that
There
we
is-
spotted around town.
I mean, it's a pretty big crew. It might be the whole squad. But there was this guy that would, I don't know what time, he'd shut at, let's say, like 7. And we'd have meetings or something and probably like dinner out. And we'd probably get to him at 8 and he'd be like closing the gates and lads would literally like putting their arms in the gates.
Please don't shut.
Yeah, please don't shut, and he'd open them back on and fire up the crepe machines again just for the lads. So yeah, I think he sorted a few guys out.
I like that, looking after the team. Ollie, any for you?
I'd probably echo what Tom just said. I think Le Touquet as a base for us for the start was class. I think just being able to go on like the bikes and stuff to train in and get into town, and obviously it wasn't a huge town, but everyone was like really behind us, and it was nice to have that support there. And like Tom just said, the crepe place was very busy, and I think we kept them going for a while. And I think they even took a holiday break because of the amount of times we went there. So that was definitely a highlight, I think, so far.
Yeah, supporting your local community.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Le Touquet was a very, very good home. Life on the road, of course. We have to talk fines. You need to keep you guys entertained and stuff. I hear Joe Marler is he's running the roost, dishing out the fines. So who have been serial offenders? And tell us some of the forfeits as well that come with the fines. What can you disclose?
Willis has had quite a few, hasn't he?
Yeah, Willis
had quite a few.
There was a
just
witch
to start
hunt.
with. Yeah, I think it was one of those things where like at the start everyone was kind of didn't want to like dob each other in, but then eventually Marla was like, well, snitching is encouraged. And then it got to the point where boys were having like lists on their phones of like, the smallest things that boys would do. They were like taking people's stuff and like putting it in a certain place, so it was in vision but boys couldn't see where it was, so that all of a sudden it'd be lost. So yeah, he was a bit of a stickler for the rules, but yeah, Willis took a few fines early on, and yeah, he was on the back fence with those.
He was snitching hard though as well.
Yeah, he was.
So he did have it coming.
Yeah, as soon as the court came along, he was like, "Yep, you're with me. You're with me."
Name and shame.
yeah,
Either of you two make the list as well?
Have I had any fines yet? I had one fine for being late to a massage by a minute. So,
Yeah.
A minute.
Yeah,
Ruthless.
unfortunately for me, Marla was in the room at the time, so
Oh, of course he was.
I couldn't get
yeah,
away with that
yeah.
one. So yeah, that's been my only fine so far.
What was mine?
I don't know.
I've had a couple. I think I think Dan Cole's been like following me around and like trying to report me. He's been my roommate, so he's kind of been like keeping a tab on me. But yeah, I mean, there's been a few lucky ones. There's been some very unlucky ones in terms of like what you get. I think Sinks burnt a hole in the sauna.
What?
So Sinks is like the chief like sauna guy. Like, so this thing we've got, it's a wooden hut, and then inside's like an open fire with stones around the outside, so it's not electronic, so you fill it with wood. Anyway, Sinks loves to get it going. So he'll be up there at 8 in the morning firing it up, so that when it comes up by like 9 in the evening, it's the hottest thing you've ever stepped into.
It's ridiculous.
And so he left the door open, and obviously the logs have come through and it's burnt like a big hole in the middle. So they've had to like cover it with tiles so obviously you don't fall in. And I think he got 5 or 6 fines from that one.
Yeah, and the rest.
He got a lot
So
of fines.
he got a few washing He got a few
he was
of the washing out ones.
he had to do the laundry, so he had to, like, every day when we do our laundry, like, we usually take our bags down and put it in the bin, but he had to collect every person's laundry and then give it back to each person at their room. So that wasn't good. There was, what other fines were? There's like crep runs, patisserie run, so you had to go get patisseries for the whole squad.
That's popular.
That is popular. There's a couple of, like, money fines. There's a business suit fine as well, so you have to go in to training and from training in a suit. And in between training, you have to get back into the suit. No one's actually had that yet.
No, Ribeye had, but he bought out.
Oh, he bought out, didn't he? But then there was a lot of buyouts to start with, so Marlon increased the buyout to a point where you're really questioning whether you want to be paying out here.
Yeah, I bet. I'll wear the suit rather than pay that money.
Exactly.
All right, we've got some questions from fans back home as well. First one coming from stand-up comedian Josh Berry. So here's Josh's question.
Hello England rugby players, I'm Josh Berry and I'm a comedian, obviously, I'm very funny. I have a question for you. Of all the players, past and present, excluding Chris Ashton, who has the worst chat?
All right, Tom, you're up first. Who have you got?
We were saying before, like, if you can't think of anyone, it's usually yourself.
Ollie's got one.
He's just going to line me up, isn't he?
No, I've got mine. It's not you this time.
I'm going to go Bev. Like, he's funny, very funny bloke, but he is borderline sometimes.
Is he? All right,
Yeah.
all right. There you go, Bev. One for you. Got it, Ollie.
Mine's probably Freddie Stewart. I think sometimes some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is honestly dreadful. He tries to be funny at times, but he's really not. And then if you go back at him, honestly, he could cry sometimes.
Just doubles down.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna have to say Freddie, unfortunately.
Unfunny Freddie. All right, fair enough. Here comes another question from content creator and England fan Max Brown. Here's what Max has to ask you guys.
Yo, it's Max Brown here, and my question to you is, what is your go-to meal after you've played a rugby game?
Okay. Favourite meal? What's your go-to post-game?
Well, it depends what area we're in. Like, when we're in Manchester, there's a Five Guys at the Trafford Centre, and that is unreal on the way back. But when we're in here, it's usually kind of, if it's straight after a game, I can't eat, so it'd be like a cup of tea or like a glass of milk.
A cup of tea and a glass of milk.
Yeah, that hits the spot really nicely. Unless there's a Domino's meat feast.
There we go.
There's just a lot of, like, variety.
We've gone from a cup of tea and a glass of milk to a Domino's.
Great combination, that.
Ollie, what about you?
Outside of camp, probably something like a Nando's or some sort of pizza. I'll probably order in. And then in camp, it's been it's an array usually. Like, sometimes we mix it up, like it was Chinese the other night. Sometimes it's chicken burgers, but probably Chinese for me. The one that's been in camp, that was pretty good the other night.
There we go. Nice, fill your booze. Easy on the cup of tea.
Yeah. Honestly, it's delicious.
Guys, we've been keeping an eye on your socials as well. So Ollie, here's one for you. A bit of a sun's out, guns out.
Here we go.
Topping up your tan after a session in Aix-en-Provence. Tell us about this. What's going on here?
Oh.
Yeah, no, me and Mark just have this kind of thing where he's always throwing like NFL style passes just in training for messing about and stuff. And I think, Owen caught me on that one, just us throwing it, and that was at the end of training. So yeah,
with your top off, yeah.
I was a bit sweaty, so I just thought Nathan wanted my GPS and he couldn't get it out, so I just took the top off to make sure I could get it out, and then it just happened to be it was nice weather as well.
Of course, cameras everywhere. You fancy yourself in an NFL combine?
I don't know, probably not. I think I've seen some of those combines and they're absolute freaks, some of those athletes. Maybe on a few things, but yeah, no, definitely not on the vertical.
Some serious competition. Tom, we've been on your socials as well. Like, not so much NFL content, maybe a bit more dog content. Saw you on a golden retriever experience not long ago, and don't want to upset you too much, but how much are you missing Toby?
Oh yeah, I miss him a lot. I'm lucky because so my parents look after him, and well, I say lucky that he prefers them to me now, which is nice because I don't feel guilty like giving him away, and he doesn't really miss me. But they feed him a hell of an amount, so I come back and he's fat. So A, he doesn't really know me. B, I put him on a diet. So when he sees me, it's like hell. But no, my dog, the dog walker that we use, also puts him up on loads of stories. So it actually helps a lot not feeling like too homesick.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. Your parents, they take him off, have him a great time, and then he comes back to you and you're there cracking the whip.
Literally, it's like boot camp.
Oh, good. You guys have been getting involved in a load of competitions as well. We've seen paddle, we've seen ping pong. First day in Paris, straight to the bowling alley. So we've got a little clip of you guys in action today as well. And you can talk us through what's going on here. We've got a couple of you testing your skills down the alley. So first up, I think we got Courtney. Measured as always.
Yeah, he's a serious bowler. I think I just said to him straight away, I was like, you can tell he's got kids. Because honestly, like, he must have been down the bowling alley plenty of times because he was on fire. So was Elliot. Ellis had a few strikes down him, which he was celebrating, and Elliot seems to be a stickler for all the sports, and he was pretty accurate today.
How's that one?
Loves the celebration as well. Loves the celebration.
Lots of spares, no strikes though. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, here we go. This is you.
It was a heavy ball.
Yeah, I was mixing up today. I went a couple of light ones just to get, a bit of power down there, and then got a couple of heavy ones just to try and finish it off.
All right, is this spare incoming?
I'm not sure, it might be. Probably. Yeah, most likely.
Might be, probably.
No.
No.
Not that one.
One left, might be, probably. No, one left. Tom, didn't fancy it, no?
No, I was asleep, I think, at this point.
You touched on roommates earlier, so you mentioned Coley. Out of your whole time out here in France then, go on, best and worst roommates for both of you?
To be fair, we've only had, we've stuck with our roommates.
Okay,
so I've had Coley the whole way through. So I'd say he's my best roommate and he'd probably say I'm his worst roommate.
Oh, cool.
I think we had, so usually when we were in Le Touquet, it was like a one up and one down situation. So you were kind of in your own separate rooms. But when we moved to Aix-en-Provence, they were side by sides. And I think Coley, I must have been a bit stressed because Coley woke up to me and I was like, and I was like flashing my light around. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to get out of my cocoon, like sleepwalking and sleep talking.
Oh, really?
And then he was like, are you awake? I was like, yeah. And I was like, right, this is really weird. Turned my flash off and then just went back to bed. So I think that freaked me out. And there was another time when we were in Provence and apparently like I was shouting over the banister, are you alright? And Colin was like, yeah. And obviously I didn't get a response from him. I had no idea what was going on. So I think...
I mean, what a sight to wake up to.
Yeah, I think we've had some experiences together.
Oh, jeez. Ollie, who's been your roommate?
Mark has been my roommate pretty much from back from August really.
Okay, score out of 10 then for Marcus.
I probably can't say certain things on camera, but I'll give him a 9. But the reason as to why he's not a 10 would be just down to, well, obviously we eat a lot of food here and it goes through your system, and it's not always a pleasant smell, and that boy can eat.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to embarrass him like that, but no, he's been he's been a class roommate. Like he's one of my best mates, even outside of camp. We spent a lot of time together, and we game a lot together as well, even when we're in the same room. So we'll play in the same game, even though we're within 10 metres of each other. But no, he's been class, and we've also, Billy and Sink, spent a lot of time coming into our room as well and having a little chat and just chilling really. So yeah, he's been really good so far.
No, I love how you bigged him up at the end there, Marcus. Can you just deal with this? You are a good roommate, but if we could sort that out.
His girlfriend would agree with me as well.
Guys, appreciate you getting stuck into these questions. It's not just here on O2 Inside Line Live. You can keep up to date with everything going on. We've also got the England Rugby podcast, now ahead of WXV, kicking off our Red Roses very shortly. First up on this episode, it's Sarah Beckett.
Kate and I were born early. I spent the first month of my life in ICU in Liverpool Women's Hospital, and Kate spent 2 months in the hospital, which I think was really tough on my family, having to bring one baby home and then go and visit another one in the hospital. But I was born at £3 and Kate was born at £2. And Kate dropped to £1, I think. So she was quite sick. I actually got asked for one of my shirts so that they could put it up in the unit for families coming in to visit their babies, to just show people that even if you're born early, or you're having to spend some time in the ICU before you can go home, that you can be successful in whatever field you want. So that was a massive honour for me. You're listening to the England Rugby podcast, O2 Inside Line, and I'm Sarah Beckett.
You got to get back. And that Sarah Beckett episode is out tomorrow, so make sure you search for England Rugby wherever you get your podcast to catch up on that episode, as well as Ollie and Tom's episode, who've also been part of the series. Right, time for a little bit of back to front. This is still O2 Inside Line. I'm Topsy with Ollie and Tom, and we're going to get stuck into our weekly game. High stakes, high rewards. We've had loads of the players getting involved as well. We've had some entries from home as well. Here's Henry Slade giving it a go. He didn't quite get the brief though, but you can have a look at his effort and see what you think. So here's Slady. He was at the official England Rugby fan zone over at the Vinegar Yard. He got the back bit right, but not quite the front bit. So it does start behind your back, goes over, but then you have to throw it back over your head as well. So Henry, if you are watching, another entry please. Maybe if you're there this weekend, but do it properly this time if you can, please. That would be good.
Is one there and back?
One is to the front, two is to the back.
Got you. Okay, cool. Okay, that makes sense.
There
now.
we go.
That makes those scores.
Okay, so your target, Rachel Burford, sitting pretty at the top with 19. She got very competitive, had a few goes. Chris Robshaw, second with 15 as well. So 20 seconds on the clock, as many entries as you can get in. We've got our timer ready to go. Tom, you're up first. Whenever you're ready, 3, 2, 1, off you go. 1, 2, 3, gotta go quicker. 4, 5, 6, 7, good. 8, 9, 10. Oh, the back, get it. No, still 10, still 10. 11, 12, and time. 12, not bad, not bad. We'll take that, Ollie. 12 or better, 12 or better. No pressure. 20 seconds again on the clock, please. 3, 2, 1, off you go.
Go on, Ollie.
1, 2, 3. Oh! Don't break the set. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Oh. Nice. 14. Well done.
Tim,
Nice,
please,
guys.
Tim.
Good. Not too bad. We're going to get our leaderboard right in here. Thank you. So, guys, you can add your names on here.
What do we get? 16 and what?
You had 12, didn't you?
Tell you what, it's not a bad group to be.
I definitely could have beaten that. That's really annoying.
Right, I just put myself above
They
Ashley.
should have had a warm-up go.
No.
There we go. Get those names in. The guys, while the boys get their names on the board.
Thank you. Just stick it there, actually, right above
I
Ashley.
was just slotted in. It already knew I was going to be going in
Yeah,
there.
get in there. Pride of place.
It already knew.
There we go. Not bad. We'll take that. There we go. Nice scores on the board. Right, I'm going to get rid of this. Guys, all okay?
Yeah, we're still in one piece.
Still in one piece. Right, guys, if you like the look of the Back to Front Challenge, send your entries in. We would love to see them as part of the shows coming up. We're going to get a bit more comfortable. You guys are going to check out this Rose, our behind-the-scenes exclusive of everything going on out here in France. Up in this week's episode is Captain Owen Farrell, but keep your eyes out for a little appearance from our Tom over here.
So we had our biggest training day yesterday, and after it we had different community visits, so different people went to different places. My group was down at the training centre on the field, playing rugby with younger kids. We just got stuck in playing touch for an hour basically. I reckon some of the lads did more metres in the visit than they did in the training session at times. But yeah, it was good. It's nice to get out of camp mode at times. Nice to get out of our own little bubble and get out to see different people. So the visit was great. Yeah. Curry did take it too seriously, like he does with most things. It started off all pretty light-hearted and he was joking around, but he ended up getting stepped. He tried to chase, I think, about 3 people down and didn't manage to catch them. He went for a turnover in a game of touch. So yeah, that's a little snippet of what he was like.
Right, now that is Owen's episode, but Tom, you got a lot to answer for in there because that looked like test match out there.
You weren't there, Topsy, you weren't there.
Oh, wasn't there? What happened? Kids take it too seriously, you have to take them down a peg or two.
Yeah, I just thought in terms of their attitude and these 16-year-olds against, we had some kind of under 8s, so I thought I'd try and help the team out. Didn't exactly go to plan, to be honest. We still got battered.
Character development.
That's what happens. A friendly game always gets competitive.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Guys, make sure you can keep you up to date with This Rose on England Rugby YouTube channel. So make sure you head on there and keep up to date with the latest episodes. Right, time for some questions. Okay, guys, thank you for sending your fan questions in. Still got some more time if you want to. First up, it's from Air Force One. So thank you very much for that. He says, I love cookies, but what's been your favourite French dessert? Or are you even allowed them?
Yeah, it's going to have to be the crepes for me.
Crepes.
I'm not sure if we're allowed them. Yeah, we are.
No, you are.
We are.
Especially Henry Arundel's allowed them.
The cookie gate there, I'm not sure about the cookie gate.
Henry once came down to breakfast and Henry had like pancakes made for him. And the lads were like, what's going on? And basically he needs apparently a lot of calories to help keep his weight on, but the lads weren't happy about the preferential treatment. No. So now he's called Pancake Boy. but now we're in France. We're in France, and he's called Crepe Boy.
Oh my God. Look at him, one of the youngest as well, just doing what he wants, ordering pancakes, ordering crepes. No, that's a finable offence.
I think it was earlier on, but no, it wasn't because it was pre coming over here.
Yeah. Come on. Get him. You've got to get him. All right. Next question comes from Halley UK. Thank you for this. He says, if you could be a professional in any other sport, what would it be?
Yeah.
Mine would be cricket. Yeah.
Cricket. Okay.
I think definitely. I enjoy my cricket. I love watching like the T20s and ODIs. I'd like to think I'm handy with the bat and ball. Some people might say other, but yeah, probably cricket.
Yeah. Tom, what about you?
I'd go like freestyle skiing. Like I used to. Like freestyle skiing. I used to watch the X Games and stuff, and they are it's so cool. There's not much running involved either. Obviously, a lot of fitness and a lot of bravery and injuries, but I think it looks so cool.
I like that. I wasn't expecting that at all, but fair play.
Yeah.
There we go. Retire.
Or paddle.
Maybe golf, actually. Don't know. There's so many to think of.
Chasing the sun. Tom, Ollie, it's been a pleasure to have you. Thanks very much for joining us on the sofa, and best of luck for the big semi-final coming up this weekend. Round of applause, please. That is it from us here in Paris. We'll be back tomorrow night, where our guests will be Chris Robshaw, and Springbok World Cup winner Brian Habana is in the house as well, so make sure you tune in for that one. And don't forget, for everything going on out here in France, use the hashtag #WearTheRose. Keep up to date on the England Rugby socials, and you can see everything that's going on out here with the players in France. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Yes. What does it mean to you? Hard to define, innit? Cup of tea, pint of ale, chai latte, protein shake. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Like this team, made up of absolute units, speedsters, maestros, even the odd little fella. Players from everywhere that play from anywhere. Mohawks, optional. Fight, non-negotiable. It's all good. Differences are what makes us us. It's when we come together, the magic happens. Listen, you know that rose? Yeah, that one. Whisper it. It's not originally from here, but it's what it means to us that's important. And it represents this beautiful, weird bundle of culture we call home. And that's what we play for.